Doug, good to see you again. Thanks for coming in on short notice.
No problem, Jim. What can I do for you?
Bruce was talking to me about how GlobeCorp uses the backlog as a buffer in the S&OP process. I think I have the concept, but I want to understand this better, so I called the expert.
Good topic. I bet you were talking to Bruce about the 5-section sheet, and that got him talking about bookings, shipments, and backlog.
How did you know?
I've worked with Bruce for a long time. We took a big step forward when we started managing the backlog.
So tell me about it.
Well, let's start with the basic math. The current backlog is equal to the previous backlog plus the new bookings minus the new shipments.
That sounds like the inventory equation. Closing inventory equals opening inventory plus receipts minus shipments.
That's right, Jim. Exactly the same concept. For example, let's say our opening backlog was 200 units. And then we booked orders for 430 units and shipped 420 units. We added 10 units to the backlog and ended with 210 units.
That's pretty straightforward, but I'm not sure what it tells me.
Well, now let's project this out into the future. Let's call the period we just looked at month 1, like so. And now let's put the booking plan out to month 6, like this.
Hey, that's 3 sections of the 5-section sheet.
Yes, and all we need is Excel to make this example work. Now, let's put in a shipping plan. Let's see. I'll go with 520 for month 2, 400 for month 3, 430 for month 4, 450 for month 5, and let's say 430 for month 6.
Looks like you're shipping less than you're booking.
Looks like it. But how much? Work out the backlog for me.
Okay, let's see. We had 210 in the backlog at the end of month 1. We're planning to book 540 in month 2, but we're also planning to ship 520. So the backlog at the end of month 2 would be 230. That's 210 plus the forecast booking of 540 minus the planned shipments of 520.
That's right. Let me put that in here. In fact, let me make a formula in Excel. How about the rest of the months?
Well, month 3 would be 230 plus 420 minus 400, 250.
Right. And
month 4 would be 250 plus 430 minus 430. So actually it doesn't change, 250.
Right. Now do it again.
Month 5 would be 250 plus 500 minus 450. That's 300 units.
Right again. Now do the last month.
I'm getting the hang of this. The new backlog would be 300 plus 440 minus 430, or 310 units.
Good. So here's what we've got. Now, tell me what it means. What is the story?
Well, the backlog is increasing because bookings are larger than shipments. Yeah, we're forecasting an increase of 110 units in the backlog. Wow.
And what does that mean?
Well, if I read between the lines, it looks like we can supply the product the customers are asking for. We are taking more orders than we are shipping. The result is a growing backlog, which means our lead times are being extended. Every time our backlog increases, it means our lead time is increasing. Hey, this is powerful. We talk about our backlog. We talk about it getting too big, but we've never gone through the exercise of forecasting or planning what our future backlog would look like. Cool. I'm starting to like this 5-section sheet.
Great. You can actually use the backlog as an early indicator of business turning up or down. It accumulates all of the forecasted booking and shipping changes.
But what if a customer books an order for delivery way in the future? It's backlog, but it is really not something we can ship.
Good point. That's why we need to add a second view of the backlog, the aged backlog.
The aged backlog?
Yes. The aged backlog is a snapshot of your backlog at period end. The difference is that the aged backlog is slotted into future months based on due dates.
Okay, I get it. We take the total backlog and break it down into what needs to be shipped in each of the future months. Should we base this on customer promise date or request date?
Another good question. You need to look at the aged backlog by promise date, because this is the date that you use to synchronize all of your plans. I hope.
Yes, we do. I think.
Good. So the age backlog is based on promise date. However, a lot of people also build a view of the age backlog based on customer request date.
Why the second view?
Knowing the age backlog based on customer request date gives you an idea of how much demand is available to be pulled forward, if you have the ability or the need to pull demand forward. It also gives some insight into how you're meeting market demand. Let's add a couple hypothetical rows to our sheet.
Where did you get the numbers?
I just made them up for this example. Notice that the total of the age backlog in both the promised and request lines is equal to the opening backlog.
Yeah, I see that. And the backlogs in the current month are past due, right?
Right.
There are 10 pieces past due to promise date. We missed our commitments. And there are 50 past due to request date, where we missed customer expectations.
Right again.
But our shipping plan in the next month is for 420 pieces. Why do we have past due, and why do we promise 50 units for month 2 instead of month 1, where the customers want them?
Remember, S&OP is at the family level, Jim. There are often cases for specific items where production or supply chain problems extend the lead time. To make up the difference, you will need to book and ship some other items in the family. This picture is pretty typical.
Right, okay. We base the plan on the promise date, but the request date lets us see how much we could pull ahead. So if I add the past due amount to the current month, let's see, 10 plus 150, I see that I have the orders in hand to ship 160 pieces. My shipping plan is 420 units, so this means I will need to book and ship 260 pieces in month 1.
You're going to be a quick study, Jim. A lot of people put that row on the sheet also. Take a look. And for month 2, the shipping plan is 520, and the age backlog for that month is 50. So the book and ship is 470.
I get it. And if we could solve the production issue, we could pull those 50 units of backlog forward from month 2 into month 1 to help us meet the shipping plan.
Right.
Let's get some lunch, and then I want to ask you a couple of questions about the supply plan and inventory.
Sounds good. Hi, thanks for watching. Find more supply chain offerings from DBM at our website, www.dbmsys.com. See you next time.